Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at SPIEL 2016. I'm sitting down with Matt Leacock and Julia Schwiedler and from Pegasus Spiele. And you guys have brought us Chariot Race.
That's right.
One of your newest.
It's my newest. I've been working on it for a really long time, though. It's so wonderful. I just got to see it for the first time in the flesh.
Right, I know. It's like, it's real.
I get to touch it. Right. So yeah, this is a dice game. It's a chariot racing game for 2 to 6 players, and it gets kind of nasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chariot races often do.
Yeah, as they do, right? It's appropriate. Right.
So walk us quickly through what a turn might feel like.
Sure. So on your turn, you take these dice, and you have everybody's got a different chariot board. This basically keeps track of the stats for your chariot, and you look up and see how many dice you can roll based on how fast you're moving. And you roll the dice, and basically you get one opportunity to re-roll. So this is the dice that you roll are gonna determine how you move your chariot. Some of them will allow you to increase or decrease your speed. So something like that. Actually, do you have an overhead cam?
We do. So we can kind of line them right up in the middle of the track there. And
so this allows you to, let's see if I can find one here. You increase or decrease your speed by 1. And you keep track of your speed on your little, this way, right?
Yep, so you can read
here. So your speed goes up and down here. As you take damage, it's tracked over here. So this allows you to move your speed up or down. This die allows you to change lanes as you're moving. There's dice that allow you to go very fast, like so, but then you also take some damage. So like you're sprinting, you're stressing out your horses. And
leaving parts of your chariot behind.
Exactly. This die allows you to get the favor of Fortuna, which is like a goddess here. So you get more and more luck, essentially, that you can then spend for different effects. And lastly, you can roll this, an attack die, and that allows you to throw your javelin at your opponents. The thing is, if you're in front, you won't have any targets nearby. So if you don't have that, then you can drop caltrops behind you as you're moving. Nice spikes that your opponents will have to run through.
Or hopefully dodge by shifting lanes.
Yeah, right. So I could roll that, and then I can move around. Right. So one of the things about the game that I find the most interesting is that if you're in front, you're winning the race, but you're also at the mercy of all the people behind you that are going to move after you and throw javelins at you.
At the back of your head.
So yeah, it's safest to be in back, but you're going to lose the race if you're in the back. So you have to kind of manage that tension.
So what determines the end of the race?
So it's you do 2 laps around the track, and the chariot that's furthest across the line after the second lap wins the game, assuming they're intact at the end of that turn.
Right. Yeah.
So often, this may be the end of the second lap, and another chariot might come along and chuck a javelin, and you might then come down and get destroyed on your chariot, and then you're pulled off and
die in a flaming ball of chariot death.
Right, yeah, and that's often how the game ends, with a lot of like crazy crashing and chaos. Yeah.
Now, these are double-sided.
They are, right. So everyone in the basic game starts with exactly the same chariot. You've got you can go up to 12 speed and 12 armor, and you've got 3 luck to begin with. But you can play, once you've played it a couple times, you can turn this over, and there are 6 different chariots. So you do a draft at the beginning of the game.
Right.
And then you might want to have the chariot that, say, is very fragile but very lucky. Or you might have one that's more like a tank, it can take a lot of damage.
This one's very fast, but
very
you start
slow.
with no
Yeah, this one
luck.
you're very, very unlucky, right? And so you go around the table drafting the chariots, and then in reverse order, then you choose your starting positions. So it kind of balances everything out.
How long do you think a full game would take?
Oh, this one plays pretty rapidly, so you can play in about a half an hour. Yeah. And also the board is flippable, so you can actually flip this over and add some obstacles to one or the other or both sides. And if you run into one of these rocks, here, I'll flip it like that so you can see it. You bump into one of those, your chariot just blows up and you're out. So
instant.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to mitigate that, though, right? You're trying to get these change lanes dice, but there's quite a few on the dice, and you can spend your luck in order to do rerolls. So there's generally a way to rescue yourself if you get in a bad situation, but if you try to push it too hard, you might end up
I was going to say, too,
up.
There's also a risk of coming around corners too fast.
Yeah, if you're going around the corner too fast, this is the safe speed, and for every point of speed over that, you're going to take a point of damage. So it's all a very, very tight little race game.
And I liked the inverse relationship, that the faster you're going, the fewer dice you're rolling, because which makes sense in real life, because you are not able to control things as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you begin to lose control as you go on both sides of the chariot, right? So the faster you're going, the fewer dice you roll at the beginning. So it's even hard to slow down, in fact. Although at the very beginning of each turn, you look to see if you've got more damage taken than your speed. So you're going really fast, but you're really damaged. Your speed will then drop to match your damage. So there's a little negative feedback loop in there as well.
So Julia, since Pegasus is producing this, when can we expect this to come to the U.S.?
So we'll start shipping after the fair. So it will be in the U.S. I think at the end of October. That's a good date.
So people can expect some fun chariot racing action for Thanksgiving, perhaps.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
If you're lucky, yeah.
Maybe Christmas. Well, Matt, I'm so excited that you were finally able to get Chariot Race put together. It's real. You can touch it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, both of you, for being able to stop by and letting us take a look.
Great, my pleasure.
So if you guys want to check that out, there's Chariot Race by Matt Leacock, published by Pegasus SPIEL. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Beth.